Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to start a new chapter of linear algebra that is called linear transformation or vector space homomorphism. In the ring theory, we have discussed about the group homomorphism. In the same way, we will discuss here vector space homomorphism. So let's start today's video with the definition of linear transformation. Let UF and VF be two vector spaces over the same field F. Here we will take two vector spaces which are defined over the same field. Then a linear transformation is a function T from U into V, that is T is a function that maps every element of the vector space U into the elements of the vector space V such that they hold some properties, namely T of alpha plus beta equals to T of alpha plus T of beta. That is, we are taking the vector addition and applying the function T over vector addition, then we get T of alpha plus T of beta, where alpha beta are the elements from the first space, that is the vector space U, and T of A alpha equal to A into T of alpha, where A is a scalar coming from the field F and alpha is the vector from the vector space U. So this is nothing but the vector addition and scalar multiplication. We have applied a function T over the vector addition and scalar multiplication, then they are converted into this form. Now if the function T satisfies these two conditions, then this function T is called a linear transformation. In short, we can combine these two conditions into a single condition, then it becomes like, so the condition 1 and condition 2 can be combined to a single condition, that is T of A alpha plus B beta. This is nothing but the linear combination of the vectors alpha and beta. I have chosen two scalars from the field F and take the linear combination together with the vectors alpha and beta and applied the function T over the linear combination of vectors, then we get A dot T of alpha plus B dot T of beta. If the mapping, that is the function T, satisfies this condition, we can directly say that the function T is a linear transformation, where alpha beta are the elements of U and AB is the element of F. Now, after the definition of linear transformation, we discuss about linear operator. The definition of linear operator and linear transformation are nearly same, but there is a difference. That's the difference between the difference of the vector spaces. In case of linear operator, we choose same vector spaces. That is, the function T is defined from the vector space to the same vector space. If this type of condition holds, we call that the operator T is a linear operator. So let's see the definition of linear operator, then I will discuss some examples of linear transformations and linear operator as well. So the definition of linear operator is as follows. Let V over F be a vector space. A linear operator T is a function from the same vector space to the same vector space such that it holds this property, that is T of A alpha plus B beta is equals to A dot T of alpha plus B dot T of beta for all alpha beta belongs to the vector space V and AB belongs to F. Here we have both the sub vector spaces same, then we take all the elements from the vector space V, all the vectors from vector space V and the scalars from the field F. Now let's take some examples of linear operator and linear transformation. So our first example is for the linear transformation. Let T is a function from V2 over R to V3 over R defined as T of AB is equals to A plus B, comma A minus B, comma B is a linear transformation. We have to show that this function T forms a linear transformation. For that we have to show the only one property, that is T of A alpha plus B beta is equals to A into T of alpha plus B into T of beta. The space that are given to us in the example, this is V2R. So all the elements of V2R must be in the form of ordered pair and the elements of V3 are in the form of triads. So we will take two vectors from the vector space V2R and try to apply the definition of linear transformation over those vectors. If they hold that property, then we say that T is a linear transformation. So let alpha equal to a1 comma b1 and beta equal to a2 comma b2 belongs to the vector space V2 over R. Over R we means that the entries of the vectors of the elements of V2 must be taken from the set of real numbers. So let's apply the definition of linear transformation over these vectors. If we calculate the value of T of A alpha plus B beta, this becomes T of A multiplied by first vector, that is a1 comma b1, plus b multiplied by second vector, that is a2 comma b2. Now if I take the multiplication, this becomes a1 comma a b1 plus ba2 comma b b2. Now if I take the component wise addition, then this becomes T of a1 plus ba2 comma a b1 plus b b2. Now according to the definition of given transformation, if we apply this transformation, at the place of A we have this component and at the place of B we have this component. So firstly, according to the definition, we will add this component, then we will subtract it, and after that at the third position we will take this component according to the definition of given transformation. So let's write it up. This becomes a1 plus ba2 plus the second vector, that is ab1 plus bb2, comma the difference of these two vectors, that is a1 plus ba2 minus ab1 minus bb2, and at the last we take the third component, that is ab1 plus bb2. Now if we see our first component here, A and A, this is common between these two terms, then we can write it as a1 plus b1. Here B is common in between these two elements, so this can be written as b a2 plus b2, comma the second term. Here we will take A as common, then again this becomes a1 minus b1, and if we take B as common, then this becomes a2 minus b2. And the last term, A b1 plus B b2. Now by the definition, A alpha plus B beta, A alpha plus B beta, A alpha plus B beta, all these type of elements must belong to the linear transformation, so they must hold the definition of linear transformation. Now if I take all the elements in which A is common, then this can be written as A. So after taking A as common, this becomes A1 plus B1. In the second term, this becomes A1 minus B1. In the last term, this becomes B1 only. And if we take B as common, then this becomes A2 plus B2, comma A2 minus B2 and only B2. So if we see, this is nothing but the T of alpha 1. A into T of alpha plus B into T of beta. So the definition of linear transformation is satisfied. So we can say that T is a linear transformation. Now we will take one example of linear operator. So the next example is for linear operator, and this is as follows. Let V over R be the function with a vector space of all continuous functions from R into R. If f belongs to V, I have taken one polynomial from the vector space V, and we can define T by Tf of x is equals to integration from 0 to x f of t dt for all x belongs to R. Then T is a linear operator from V into V. Now, firstly we have to check that the definition of linear operator, but before that we need to check that after multiplying with the scalar, because these functions are taken from these functions are continuous as well as real valued because they are coming from R. So if we multiply this function with any scalar of real number, then this must be continuous again. So the scalar multiplication is holding here. Again, we know that the integration holds linearity property. So if we add two functions together and take their integration, the function that is obtained will also belongs to the vector space again. So it is holding vector addition as well as scalar multiplication. So now we will go to check the property of linear operator. So let f comma g be the two elements of the vector space V over R. Then by the definition of linear operator, T of alpha f plus beta g. This time f and g are coming from the vector space V, and alpha and beta are the elements of the field R. That is, alpha beta belongs to R. Now, if we apply the definition given in the example, this becomes 0 to x. This element is working here as f of x. Here we will use x also because these are polynomials in x. And we know that all polynomials are continuous. So, this becomes alpha f plus beta g. Now, under the integration, this becomes the function of t according to the definition, and we are applying the limit from 0 to x into dt. Now, this can also be written as 0 to x alpha into f of t plus beta into g of t dt. Now, as we know that integration holds linearity property, so this can also be written as 0 to x. Alpha is a scalar, so it will come out alpha f of t dt, and beta will come out from the sign of integration, beta 0 to x g of t dt. Now, this is alpha into t f of x plus beta into t g of x. So it holds the definition of linear operator. So we can say from here that T is a linear operator. Now, the same example is also valid for linear transformation, because if we are taking the mapping from V to V, there are no issues. They are also linear transformation and linear transformation. So from here we can conclude that every linear transformation is linear operator, but the converse need not be true. That is, linear operator need not implies linear transformation. Okay, so I hope today's video was good for all of you, and for such more videos please subscribe my channel. Till then, bye bye, thank you.